Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sergio. I come from a town called Pakistan. I live in my mom's basement with my two girlfriends that I met online with my sexy time. Okay, back to the point. I know how all you guys got here. I know you took Uber, Lyft. I know your passwords. I know where you came from, your address. Even when you got up this morning, I know what you even had for breakfast because all this stuff you've already shared with me on social media. Now, what I do, I scour the dark web looking for passwords and information to steal from you and also sell. I'm a millionaire, and you would never know it. I am your worst nightmare. Now, what I want to do today is I want to introduce you to my worst nightmare. He's a cybersecurity expert. He has spoken in many different places, as well on different TV shows talking about cybersecurity. I want to introduce the cybersecurity expert, Will Nobles.
Unlike Sergio, I come from 5 generations of blue-collar workers and farmers. At 12, I was working in tobacco fields. At 18, I was driving a 100-ton bulldozer in a mine. When I got tired of beep, 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 I went to my father and said, "Daddy, I think I'm going to leave this here job and go get me an education in computers." He said, "Son, I don't know if that's a good idea or not. There's not too many people in this world make more than $17.42 an hour." Thank goodness I did not listen to my father that day, because now I'm a CEO and the founder and CEO of Vector Choice Technology Solutions, where we provide technology services across the globe. Now let me tell you how I got there. There was one day I was sitting in my not-so-quiet corner office, and I get an email from my mother, and it read, "Next time you're home." So I opened it up, and it said, "Next time you're home, I have something to tell you." Now, only a mother can send an email like that without you immediately picking up the phone. So I picked up the phone, and I said, "Mom, what's up? What's going on? What's the reason for the email?" She says, "Son, don't worry about it. I'll tell you next time you're home. It's not a big deal." I said, "Mom, I'm busy Friday afternoon. You can't just send an email like this. What's up?" And after several times of asking her and begging her, pleading, she says, "Well, you know, your father that you called father your whole life is not your real father." Say, "What?" She says, "Yeah, you know that farm that you worked on when you were 12? Well, that's your real father, the business owner." What the? Okay. Now I am totally, at this point, totally confused of what she's saying. I would never want anybody in this audience to get an email like I did that day. And I'll give you an example of how businesses get email every day, and how example that your employees are your number one security risk that you have. So a couple months ago, I had a client, CEO sent an email to the CFO. It says, "Please wire $79,000 to this account ASAP." So CFO's getting ready, he transfers the money over to the account for the wire, gets all the paperwork ready, sends it and drops it off at the CEO's desk and says, "Hey, I'm running out on vacation. Can you mind stopping by the bank and doing this?" CEO's busy, says, "Yeah, sure." So he's beginning to walk out the door, and he looks at it and he says, $79,000 for this vendor? Who is this vendor? So what happened was, he calls the CFO and says, what's this for? What's this wire for?" "Well, you're the one that sent me the email, sir." "I didn't send you an email for $79,000 wire." So he says, "Let me call Will." So he calls me up, he says, tells me the story, and I'm like, "Do not, it's a phishing attack, do not wire that money." Now that's what I've done in my whole life, is protecting companies and their technology and their employees from cybersecurity attacks. What we do is partner humanity with technology.